So out will be Aaron Jones, Eric Stokes will be doubtful, and then these other guys will be questionable: Jair, Devondre, Josiah, Rudy Ford, Jaden Reed, Rochelle, Darnell Savage, and Wicks.
What was Jaden able to do for you today?
He was out there on a limited basis, and we'll see where he goes.
With Savage, up to your safeties have played well. What can Darnell give you? I'm going to assume that he's going to be out there on Sunday. What can he give you that those other guys just haven't? So they've played well, you know.
Yeah, I just think he's a guy that has played a lot of football for us. Obviously, he's got a great grasp of what we're trying to accomplish. He's a hell of a communicator, and he's a rangy guy. So I think that's what he's brought for a long time.
You feel okay about Jair? I know you said, or maybe it was Joe. I can't even remember. I'm so old now. That he had 2 good days, and then wanted to see how he was today.
Yeah, I guess we'll see how he got through today and where he's at on Sunday.
How has he been throughout these games that he's missed? I'm sure it's been frustrating for both you guys and him that a guy making that much has missed so much time. But how has he been, and what do you think he can give you if he can play?
Yeah, that's something that we've definitely talked about in terms of how can you contribute when you're not in there, and I think he's done a good job of trying to help and encourage the other guys, and certainly you always would want a guy of his caliber out on the field. It makes you a better football team, but just controlling what you can control, and if you're out there, you're out there, and if you're not, then how can you serve the other guys that are out there playing?
You ever face anybody like Kelce?
Yeah, he's dynamic. Just what a great feel for the game. Just he has got a unique ability just to be able to find the soft spots in the defense. And then he and Patrick are on a whole nother level in terms of just the rapport that those guys have. It's a fun thing to watch. It's just not the most fun to play against, but we're going to have to be on top of our stuff. Obviously, know where he's at on every snap because he's the main guy.
Not a game plan question, but how do you counteract the stuff that he does as far as? I don't know.
I don't understand how that's not a game plan question.
I mean, I guess. Well, what I'm trying to say. I mean, it is so much on field. It's not maybe playbook related.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that, to be honest with you, but I guess we'll find out on Sunday. How we try to. You're never going to fully take a guy like that away. They do a great job making sure that he's at the point of attack. It's just how do you limit it, and at the same time not allowing some of those other guys that they have, like MVS or Rice or so they've got a lot of weapons. Got one of the best in the business at distributing the football, and so it's going to take a total team effort on that side of the ball in order to try to limit that offense.
Coach, this past offseason when you were on the Athletics Play Caller podcast, you had said at one point that it gets lonely on the headset when things aren't going well on offense. How lonely was it when you guys were struggling earlier this year? And is it more of a party line now that things have kind of turned around?
Yeah, everybody's got answers now. No, I'm just kidding. I think I will say this. I think our staff has done a really good job of all of us collaborating more, I would say, in between series in terms of ideas. We've all been together for a long time now. I think last year there was a little bit of an adjustment, adding new pieces and losing some guys. And I think we're just the cohesion that we have, the communication is much better than maybe a year ago. So I think the guys have done a great job, and it didn't feel as lonely, I would say, maybe as it has in other years.
Matt, after 3 wins in the past 4 games, especially with such a young team, do you see them starting to understand the difference between like being the hunter versus there being more expectations? I guess you could say.
I don't think we're there, you know. I just think our guys are focused on the day, each day, putting the energy and effort that it takes in order to improve. That's really been the focus, and I think you feel it out at practice. Certainly, I think with that comes confidence, and we know that we have a hell of a challenge in front of us. Like I've said so many times, one of the best teams in the National Football League coming into our house on Sunday Night Football. So we're going to have to be at our best. But I do think that the guys are fully invested in the process in terms of just going out there, competing to the best of their ability, and let the results happen how they happen.
That's good.
Matt, how do you feel about the Taylor Swift of it all?
Who?
Taylor Swift.
Who? I don't know. I'm not familiar. Who's that?
Willie's phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It comes with it, I guess. Is she supposed to be here?
Nobody.
That's what I've heard, so we'll see. But, you know, it's just part of it, and, I mean, we're definitely more focused on the game, and, but I'm sure there'll be some fired up people in the stands if she shows up.
You heard she's coming?
That's what I've heard.